Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Before we start today's podcast, I'm really excited to tell you about the sponsor of today's video. So stay tuned to the very end. So the sponsor of today's video is Assigning Tutors, a tutoring agency with a difference. So how are they different? Well, their aim is twofold. Number one, to provide families with affordable yet quality tutoring from the comfort of your own home or online. Number two, to help young Muslims find halal jobs without having to compromise their deen. For example, if you're a sister and you want to work from the comfort of your own home, you can apply to be an online-only tutor and you can earn some extra money while you're sitting at home. If you're a brother, for example, and you want a side hustle and you don't want to interact with the opposite gender, you can request to have only male clients or clients under a certain age. And as a parent, you can choose the level of skill, qualifications, and experience that the tutor has, and thereby negotiate on price. For example, you don't want to be paying someone because they've got a master's £50 an hour to tutor your 5-year-old how to count 1 to 10, or Alif Bata or ABC, for example. So in a sense, it's a very bespoke service for both the tutor and also the client. Now here's the best part. For you guys, the viewers of Nasiha Sessions, they've put together a few things that I think might be of interest to you. First and foremost, as a client looking for tutoring for your child, for your sibling, you will get a free trial. That's right, a free trial with the tutor of your choice. Second, and this is where it gets really interesting, the first 10 people, that's right, only for the first 10 people who contact Assigning Tutors at either the Instagram or the email, which I've put below, or the telephone number, you will get at-home tutoring for only £10 an hour. That package is only going to be available for the first 10 people who contact them and sign up. And if you're looking to be a tutor yourself, then you will get a fast-tracked interview. All you have to do to get anything that I mentioned previously is use the promo code LAST10 when you contact them, and they will sort it all out for you. Finally, just to mention also that they're also looking to expand their team in a variety of different ways, from content creation, marketing, finance management, human resources, whatever it might be. If you can bring something to the table, they're looking to expand their team, and they're looking for people as young as 17. So whatever you can bring to the table, whatever skills you have, contact them. Email your CV, and they may be able to offer you a job, and not only a job, a halal job. So brothers and sisters, please support them as much as you can. Not only will it help them, it will help our channel, because future companies will want to get a sponsorship again and again if they know that they will get a return on their investment. And if you would like to have your product or service if you would like to sponsor a video of ours with your product or service, then get in touch at the email below. And without further ado, I mumbled a little bit there, but we're going to keep it natural. Let's get into the episode.
Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah, amma ba'd, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Brothers and sisters, welcome back to another episode of Ramadan with the Mandem. Today is a very special episode because we have a member of the family of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam with us on this episode. Walillahi alhamd. Some of you may know him. I doubt most of you do, but some of you may know him as Ustad Abu Taymiyyah's cousin.
Okay, they may not know that part.
They may not know that part, but this is a very special brother, a brother who is very dear to our hearts. Brother Nasir, do you want to give salam to the people?
Assalamu alaikum, everybody.
Imran, do you want to give salam to the people?
Assalamu alaikum.
So before we get into the episode, we have this tradition on the show where we just quickly go through people's nicknames. So do you have a nickname?
I got rid of all of them. I haven't had one for I would say 10 years.
10 years.
What was it? What did it used to be?
They used to call me Gaddafi.
What? I don't even want to know the context behind that one. Let's move on swiftly from that one. Well, I can't lie though, if I was to give you a nickname, it would either be something about your smile or something about your laugh. Because those are the two things. Allahumma barik.
Nah, it would be nice to be called Smiley, but
Smiley.
I wasn't gifted with that one.
Smiley. You can call you Smiley.
No, it's right.
We call you Basim. The Smiler.
The Smiler is what it stands
The
for, right?
Smiler. Basim.
Basim, yeah?
Hey, yeah. Now, so let's get straight into it. So, to the best of your memory, what is the first video that you ever saw online from our da'wah?
I feel like this one's a bit mediocre. Like, I feel like a lot of people saw this one. It's the one, I think it was the one in Edger Road.
Okay.
Edger Road.
The shisha cafe.
Yeah.
It's like the 7th time that's been mentioned.
So yeah, that was the first one. I don't know how many years ago that was. And then I was like, even at that point, even though your name was everywhere, I just didn't remember your name. I know it's bad. But then every time I'd see your face.
Don't worry, it happens to a lot of people.
Every time I see your face, I'd be like, yeah,
it's that guy.
that's the guy that I want to watch. Because there was like snippets of everything going everywhere. Yeah. And I just thought, every time I saw it, I just thought, it's something I need to watch because of that first encounter.
So where in your life, at what point in your life were you when you first saw these videos, and how did you first perceive them?
I'm trying to think back in it because I couldn't really tell you the age. I was around, I think
but were you practicing already? Or were you trying to get onto your deen?
From when I saw the video?
Yeah.
I was on a journey of trying to practice, but I felt like I was trying to play Hannah Montana. I was trying to play both lives.
So you were trying to be Miley Cyrus and Hannah Montana.
All of the examples that you could have given.
That shows you why he's a special brother. That already
Peter
there.
Parker, Spider-Man, like I said, Bruce Wayne,
That's Hannah
Batman,
Montana.
Hannah Montana.
I could say Clark Kent and Superman. That's Hannah Montana.
No, it's I don't know. It came to mind, and I should have used it. You're right.
No,
I'm not gonna get on to you. I'm gonna get on to you.
It's an interesting fact. Of course, we don't endorse Hannah Montana or any TV shows or anything like that. But I was talking about something you saw years ago. Right? Just to clarify, you don't watch it anymore.
No.
just have to make that clear.
It was just on my mind, isn't it?
Okay. So okay, cool. So basically, the point that you're making is that you were basically 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
Yeah.
Kind of just dipping your toes into the pool. Okay, so where does it go from there?
So growing up, alhamdulillah, like I've always had, good people around me. Abu Taymiyyah being one of them. And it's like I already knew what good could lead you to and what bad could lead you to. But then I was always a curious child, you get it? So being a curious child, I would do sometimes things that I knew wasn't good for me. And only like to a certain age you start seeing the repercussions for what you do, because when you're younger, there's certain things you can do and you can say sorry for it and it's fine. Do you get it? But then when you pass the age of puberty, there's certain things that it not only affects you, it affects your family, it affects your iman, it affects your community. So from young, I had to kind of make a decision like which path I wanted to take, but within that path, I was trying to play like both sides. So it was like I was in a constant battle where I was just trying to stay steadfast, but I just thought like anybody with like a Muslim name was a safe zone.
Okay.
And really and truly that's not the case. However sad it is, like in an ideal world, we'd like to think that, that's the case, but it's not.
The biggest drug dealers today are called Abdullah.
Yeah, so like I feel like that was one of my downfalls. Do you get it? Because I thought I was doing something right, but
hang around with certain brothers.
Yeah,
but they were just not on their deed.
No.
Okay.
And like we all like to think that obviously it was Jahiliyyah, that you like to think that you know more than certain brothers in it, and I feel like me being comfortable in that situation where I felt like I was doing a bit better than everybody else is what led to my little downfall, like to the point where like I knew the bare minimum was not enough, and that's not what will keep you going. And that's when I started looking into the Umrah trips with 5-star with the Mandem. What is it? Umrah with the Mandem or 5-star with the Mandem?
Umrah with the Mandem.
It could be whatever you want it to be. It could be whatever you want it to be.
I was just
there's
thinking
Mandem and it's 5-star, so I don't even care.
I was just thinking, part 5, we had our 5 hands, 5 fingers up.
So for that trip was impactful for you, huh?
And was that the first time that you came into
No.
in-person contact with us?
No. I came into contact with many years ago. We met at a conference that we did, the Deanhood conference.
In West London.
That was also the first time I came into contact with Jabir, 6'5". There's a lot of people that
MashaAllah.
There's a lot of moments in life that are pivotal. Also, Suleiman Soda was the first time he ever came to one of our events.
MashaAllah.
It was that conference.
How did you find the event?
Oh, do you want me to be honest?
No,
Yeah.
you came right at the
No,
end.
be honest, be honest.
That's what I was.
I remember.
I was getting late, so
Basically, he came to give me a lift. I don't know if that was the intent.
no. I actually thought I was gonna make it on time. You know,
Okay.
a part of me felt like because I came before, and I came to the mad thing in the masjid, and there was times where it delayed.
Yeah.
So I was just hoping that this time
It's gonna be delayed.
when I slide in, it's gonna
Bro, you came like it was a 5-hour conference, and you came at the end. No, furthermore, it was extended by 2 hours. Because remember, Sheikh Tim Hammoud turned up, and we gave him Q&A. Then like you came so late that you came even after the extension of the event finished. There's no way you were trying to slide in.
No, do you know what it is?
There was no way you were trying to slide
No, do you know what it is? It's like I've always been someone that likes to be around people.
Yeah.
I find it awkward to be alone. And I remember that day I came alone because I was kind of trying to drag people along with me.
But no one's coming.
No one was coming. And I was just...
But you took me back home with you. Well, not back home, but you took me back home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So go on, chat to us a little bit about this Umrah experience.
So the Umrah experience, I feel like if I'm going to say where it originally started, it didn't start on the trip.
Okay.
So I think the first trip the brothers went, and I saw another trip that the brothers went.
Your own blood brother actually came on
Yeah.
one of the trips with us.
Yeah, so I was
supposed to be on that trip.
I was meant to be on that trip, but I didn't want to go so long as my brother's going, just so it could be like,
He do his thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get you.
because I know he'll be comfortable around me, and I just wanted him to, blossom a little bit. So, like, I think it was trip 1 or 2. I must have saw a video in one of the Ramadan seminars. I think they did it in Hounds or somewhere. So I saw the video, and it was like a little I think 2-3 minute video, and it got me proper emotional, to the point where I knew this was the next step that I needed to take for myself. Do you get it? So I planned obviously to go on the next trip, but Allah took my brother instead, and then he invited me the trip after. So being someone that always goes places with people, I knew it was going to be very awkward for me at first.
Because you didn't actually know anyone that
Yeah, I didn't know no one.
because a lot of people, they come, they know someone from somewhere. I don't think you recognize not one person.
Yeah, I didn't know no one on the trip.
By the way, just to mention, we do get a lot of people like that who come not knowing anyone.
Yeah.
So don't sit at home thinking, oh no, I need a friend to go on Umrah with 5-star Umrah. No, you don't. You can come literally by yourself, and then he'll explain what happens once you're on the trip.
That's the thing, it's so shocking. He came not knowing anyone, but he left, and everyone loved him.
Even guys from the trip that he wasn't even on, from the other trips.
Yeah, was claiming friendships with him.
But anyway, we'll get to that. So go on. What was it like for you then?
Assalamu alaikum. I hope you're well. I'm really sorry to interrupt the podcast, but I need to make a really important announcement. It's only going to take a minute, and it's really, really important. Guys, as you can see behind me, we have part of our studio. This is going to be the place where we're going to be doing da'wah, where we're going to be recording content to go around the world. People, inshallah ta'ala, are going to accept Islam after watching our videos. Some of them are going to leave behind lifestyles of haram. Some of them are going to come towards tawheed and sunnah. They're going to change their lives. You've been seeing on this podcast how many people have been affected and impacted by the da'wah over the previous years. Now we're trying to do things even bigger and better. But we are in need of funding. And if you guys would like to be a part of this great movement that we're doing, and you'd like to participate in the reward, then donate at the link below ASAP. In fact, if you can make a donation before you watch the rest of the podcast, we would be very grateful. And then you will be with us, inshallah ta'ala, in the reward of all that we do, bi'idhnillah. So click the link below.
So the Umrah trip. So being someone that's a bit, sometimes I come across childish, yeah, class clown. But I try to come on a steady one, try to be a bit calm.
Oh, you were steady?
I try to be steady.
That was you steady, yeah?
I try to be steady, you know? But then,
even though I can see how much you're controlling yourself.
No,
I can see how much you're controlling yourself.
No, do you know what it is?
No, jazakallah khair for doing that.
I found a system.
A balance.
Yeah, and the balance was to not stay with the same brother, however sad this might be. It might explain a lot for more than 24 hours. So because with every brother, you have to be kind of composed and you have to be shy. And
At the beginning.
yeah, like you can't just. He doesn't know my story. He doesn't know why I say certain things.
Yeah.
So it's like a fresh book. And I feel like throughout the trip, some brothers questioned me for it. They said I chilled with them on one day, and the next day I was gone. But I didn't want to
So
let.
you came in, lit up their day for them. Then you
Yeah.
disappeared.
Yeah, so some brothers were lucky to chill with me twice, but it wasn't for, it was.
That's just some brothers were lucky to chill with me
Nah,
twice.
you know, it's because it's like, it's for me, innit? Because I couldn't tell the brothers, like, yo, this is my game plan, because then they'll just expose me, and then next thing you know, I'm chilling with everybody all over again,
Yeah.
innit? So there was
'Cause
times.
you wanted to focus on yourself, basically.
Yeah, because
You even chilled with a Jinn for a bit as well, right?
I was.
Let's not go into that.
I'll try to be honest, but because I'm a clown, you know, the boy that calls wolf, you don't trust him, innit? So I tried to tell Bakr at the beginning, but obviously he got rectified towards the end, innit?
By the way, there was no shirk involved, as in, because
Yeah.
as in, someone thinking, what is he calling upon the jinn?
No.
There was
No,
a situation.
There was a brother who was
There was a
possessed.
few on that trip that were affected.
I feel like it derived from the first brother, though, innit?
No, it was all disconnected.
Oh, okay.
Everyone's thing was
I
separate.
didn't even know there was more than one.
'Cause you know, jinns can bounce around, innit?
Yeah, no. What do you mean? You was doing ruqya on another brother on the trip on your own. You were the only one who did it on him. You forgot that? Don't worry, I'll remind you after.
You're talking about
I feel like
the
there was
previous trip, part 4.
5.
Talking about 5, bro.
I know, but you're talking about the brother you're talking about is part 4.
I'm talking about 5. Don't worry, what-
Yeah, we had some extra brothers on the trip still.
So just to clarify, he wasn't calling upon any jinn or anything like that. There was just a situation, and there was a jinn in his room, basically.
Yeah, that's the best way to say it.
And you were trying to let Abu Bakr know you're the jinn
Yeah,
in my
but
room.
Abu Bakr he was being. I should have come to you, man.
So Abu Bakr didn't believe you.
Well, he did, but then it's like.
He's like, all right.
But it wasn't that bad at the beginning, innit? It was just mumbling in his
it wasn't
sleep
bad
and stuff like
because
that.
obviously I wasn't around him like that.
Yeah.
But once I gave him the time of day, I gave him the one day. Oh, it was mad. It was
The
mad.
Jinn must have really liked your sense of humour or something.
Bro, nah, do you know what it is? It's just, it wasn't even that. Like, if I tell you one of the situations.
The Jinn was like, 24 hours, nah. You can't just do that to me. You can't leave me. You're not leaving me after 24 hours.
Oh, man.
Oh, no, you're funny.
It was a hard one, man.
Yeah.
Man said they were shit. No,
Do you know, I loved every brother on that trip. Wallahi.
it.
Wallahi, like.
You know what's sad for us though is that in Mecca we didn't get to spend much time with the brothers because obviously we were dealing with that situation.
Yeah.
But still, alhamdulillah, like we were worried that maybe for the brothers themselves, it might be hard for them or they might struggle whatnot. But you guys seem like you guys actually had an amazing time.
We did very good.
That you lot's group actually
Bonded a lot.
bonded
Like
more than
the normal.
a lot of groups. Shockingly.
And when we got back, because of COVID, we
Yeah.
couldn't do any post-trip link-ups as we usually did with the previous groups.
That was the sad part. But
Oh, you lot still stay connected.
yeah, we like. Do you know? It's sad that how like now when I think of the brothers, it's like I feel like they've been in my life my whole life. Do you get it?
Mashallah.
Like it's
Adam, you're quite close to Adam,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
AK Thobes.
yeah.
Look, so you got one of his on right now?
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I had to
Allah,
represent.
Wallah, mashallah. If anyone needs, get from the link below, inshallah. If we remember to put the link here. You know, one thing that shocked me about you, though, akhi, is that one thing I clocked about you, innit? You actually are very, like, you're a deep brother, like, you deep things. But you a person will not see it through all of the comedy.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So, but on the last night, it kind of came out from you, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Came, like, obviously.
Not even on the last night. It was in Medina, in the penthouse.
Oh yeah.
No, but
In
yeah,
the
that's
penthouse.
when we, but then
That's
but
when
on,
it came out.
but on the last night is when it he fully broke down, man. You know what I'm saying? So
Was that on the last night or was that in
it was
Medina?
the last night. It was the last night.
I don't even remember.
Yeah, it was the last night.
Maybe
man.
we can play the video if he doesn't mind.
Yeah. So what was it that, as in, touched you? Because we were leaving Mecca that day. Like, what was it that touched you about that experience that made you so emotional?
One that like towards the beginning of the journey, like I was a bit like I felt like I played myself because I'm normally around people that I normally like that know me. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Like personally, they know me how I am, and I came on a trip with not knowing anybody, and it was a bit hard. But then I think there was like we were listening to a nasiha from you or something, and you were saying how Allah has chosen each and every one of us, and He has invited us. So once I took that on board, I appreciate every brother that was around me, and I try to give everybody the time of day and try to get to know each and every brother personally, to the point where like I got upset that how normally like I don't really like I do know a lot of people, but in an environment like that where it's so fast paced, I don't give people a chance, and that's what upset me, because the reason why I used to do certain things that I used to do is because of the surrounding I had. And like I said at the beginning, what brainwashed my brain a little bit was like that all the brothers I chilled with were Muslim. Do you know what I mean? So it's like I said on the last trip, like not this trip, but a trip that I went on, but I'd be out until late. Sometimes, like late. Not to a point where my mum would be worried, because I never used to get up to like some crazy, but I used to be out till late. So sometimes used to come to Fajr time, and I was the guy where I'd happily go home and sleep. And the people around me, like I don't know, obviously I can't speak on there. Like it's not something that we used to talk about a lot, but when you meet brothers in a short period of time, and then your main focus is like, did we pray and did we do this and did we do that? It just touched me. Do you get it? Like to a point where like, you know what real love is.
The priorities change.
Yeah, you know what real love is, because everything falls into place after your salah's on check. Do you get it? Like without that, that's like the master key. Do you get it?
Let me ask you something else though. Because one thing I clocked about you is that you're a brother who's quite there for people.
Yeah.
Like if a brother shouts, you're there.
Yeah.
Am I right in saying that?
I mean, I shouted him for Bradford and he wasn't there, so.
Generally speaking. But that's your character, if I'm wrong. Yes or no?
He's,
Right?
definitely.
That's your character, right?
Yeah.
But you probably didn't experience people being like that towards you
No.
before. But in the Umrah trip, you probably did.
Yeah.
And that's probably what touched you. Because it's like, you know, your whole life, you're that guy, I'm there for people. And
Your
just
love language is acts of service.
Yeah, and you get used to just being there for people. And you get used to when people are not there for you. But that's just who you are. You're going to be there for them. But on the Umrah trip, it's like, wait, I actually got brothers around me. It's not a selfish thing.
And it's like one thing that I learned very quickly on the trip, that brothers were doing things very secretly for each other.
To help them.
To help each other. It was just mad. Like, there was one brother on the trip until today, like, wallah, he used to make sure he finds out who's sick. Yeah? And one day I just thought to myself, let me follow this guy, innit? Let me figure out what he's doing. What's he doing to his sick people, innit? So what he would do, he would go to the haram. If it was Makkah, it was Medina, he would do the same thing. He would get Zamzam water. He would go to a pharmacy, get some paracetamols, go buy them McDonald's. And you know how we are. The brother from South London. Huh?
Yeah.
Wallahi, who they
You know
I
what's
literally made a little care package for them.
By the way, bleep his name, yeah? Just.
No.
You know what the funny thing is?
He's
If you used
such
to
a
see
nice
that guy,
brother.
but if you used to see that guy on road before,
Yeah.
you would have judged him.
Instantly.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like that, you would have, as in some people see that brother, and they will U-turn.
Yeah. And I feel like
But that's the brother that you did. Not just that, I used to see him getting food for the pigeons. And you know, in Mecca, the little kids who, like, you know, the poor kids, they sell like tissues. He'll go and buy all the tissues from them.
Yeah, it was a very nice brother.
Are you in touch with him still?
Well, I don't have his number.
He's in Somalia right now.
Yeah, because he's in Somalia, but
yeah, I heard he's doing good.
yeah, alhamdulillah. I seen him on Instagram. I think he took down his Snapchat.
MashaAllah.
Love very. So final question, Nasir, is what impact would you say that the da'wah has had on you as a person in terms of where you are now today?
So the da'wah now, I feel like it being so like easily accessible, like for me as a person, wallahi, like it's a constant reminder that, you know, wallahi, like you have no excuses. Do you get it? Wallahi, like sometimes everybody's going through the ups and downs, and sometimes you do need that little iman booster, or you need to go to class. And with it being accessible to everybody right now, it's something that we should take heed of, you know, like I know there's classes throughout the whole week, yeah, and we hear this time and time again, and it's just a matter of which one are you gonna go to, because it's nice to open TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, and see a little reminder there, but that's just like a little like.
It's like a little paracetamol.
Yeah, it's just.
It's gonna
it
cure
does,
the pain for a bit, but it's not gonna take away.
yeah,
the
it does
disease.
the job while you're on break at work, if you know what I mean. But for you to like sustain like a good relationship with Allah, you're gonna have to do a lot more than just the social media side of things. And this is when, like, you know, me being lucky enough to go 5-star Umrah, this makes it easier for me, because I have brothers that even when I'm not at my highest, you know, the brothers that constantly remind me, knowing that there's probably a chance that I might not go, and vice versa. Like, even though I do know certain brothers' schedule is something that you do check up on brothers, and this what keeps you steadfast. It's something that you can't buy. You can't buy this love.
So that's your question. You're gonna be at the masjid on Saturday?
It depends which one.
Matt, in the masjid?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah?
Is it Masjid Furqan?
Masjid Furqan?
Yeah, I've been there a couple of times.
Of course, I see you there.
Yeah. But,
Otherwise, I'm gonna have to call Sheikh Abu Taymiyyah.
no.
And tell him to speak to your mum and dad.
He can't pull up at my house the other day. Oh,
He pulled up, huh?
yeah, he knew the door, bruv. There's no outrunning him.
Now, so if you could give one piece of advice to the brothers and sisters watching this, what would it be?
I try to like live by this quote, but sometimes obviously it catches me in bad times. But I always try to tell myself that you plan, I plan, but Allah is the best of planners. So in life, we like to do this whole thing where we have like a goal and we like to plan towards it. And once we slip up, it's human nature. We give up, and we sometimes just shy away from the whole goal in itself. But if you remember that Allah is always planning, you have to live accordance to that, and Allah will paint a path for you that is easy. You know, it might be a bit rocky, but so long as you stay steadfast and you die upon the path, then that's the goal at the end of the day, innit?
Barakallah feek, akhi. Wallahi, jazakallah khair. It's been a pleasure having you on the episode with us. Alhamdulillah. You know, I think people most likely are probably going to be asking to have you back on the episode, to, you know, get to know your personality a little bit more. You know, I can tell.
Want to see the Hannah Montana side?
He was very reserved. Yeah, we want to see. I wouldn't go that far. But we want to see, you know, the side to maybe perhaps in a future episode of, you know, in a future series, something like that, inshallah. But yeah.
May Allah bless you, Nasser.
Ameen, ya Rab. Ameen.
May Allah bless you, Allah.
And once again, yeah, honestly, we really appreciate you coming down, taking out the time from your busy schedule to come and, you know, do this podcast with us. Inshallah, people benefited from it. Don't forget, guys, this is Ramadan. This is the month of the Quran. So you guys are going to be trying to recite as much Quran as possible. So as soon as you finish listening to this podcast, if you are free and you haven't recited any Quran today, or you're running behind, as it is, you know, I'm sure this will be towards the end of Ramadan. A lot of people set schedules, set targets that you're going to do this, you're going to do this. I'm going to recite the Quran once, twice, 3 times, some of you 5, 6 times. And where are you now? And what do you need to do to get back to where you were going to be? And don't forget, as the brother Dean mentioned on the previous one, with Imam Ahmed, don't think that, you know, don't get comfortable until the very last moment, until the very last second of Ramadan. Do whatever you can. Don't think, oh, I've done pretty much most of whatever I could, whatever. With that said, you know, you guys know that the main reason why we're doing this podcast is to try and fundraise as much as possible for our studio, for our da'wah. If you guys are able to donate, the link will be in the description. We're also fundraising for the, you know, Muslims all around the world, you know, the Rohingyans, Palestine, Syria, Yemen, Pakistan, Africa, the Rohingyan Muslims all around the world, for Afghanistan. For iftar, fundraising for the iftar, and only £40 will feed a family for a whole month. And obviously, you know, Ramadan's almost over now, so whatever's left will go towards feeding them after Ramadan. But if you would like to be involved in that, then please, the link is also in the description. With that said, we'll see you guys on the next episode of Ramadan with the Mandem. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Peace. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.
بارك الله فيك.